Let's cut through the noise with a truth most avoid. Kindness alone won't save you in this world. If you believe being a good person, honest, generous, selfless, is enough to thrive, you're living in a fantasy. And deep down, you felt the sting of that illusion. How many times have you poured your heart into doing the right thing, only to be ignored, used, or stepped over? How many times have you watched others, less virtuous, more cunning, reap rewards while you're left empty-handed? Philosophy isn't just about chasing ideals. It's about surviving a world that doesn't reward purity. And to do that, you need to face the dark side of kindness. Without strategy, it's a weakness, not a strength. The world doesn't crown the kind. It crowns those who play the game with skill. This is where Machiavelli steps in, not as a villain, but as a teacher. In The Prince, he laid bare a truth most shy away from. Human nature is selfish, fickle, and ruthless when it serves a purpose. Kindness without cunning is a trap, and virtue without power is a death sentence. Now think, how many times have you fallen into that trap? Reflect on those you admire, the ones who've climbed to the top. Do you really believe they got there by being purely good? Number. They succeeded because they knew when to show their heart and when to hide it, because they understood that morality isn't a rule book. It's a chessboard. Your problem isn't that you're kind, it's that you don't know how to protect your kindness. You've been taught that goodness is its own reward, that honesty will always win. But the world doesn't work that way. It's filled with players who see your openness as an opportunity, who spot your trust from a mile away and know exactly how to exploit it. You've been their perfect target, haven't you? Machiavelli offers a lifeline: strategic kindness. This isn't about becoming cruel or betraying your values. It's about arming your goodness with wisdom. It's about learning to read people, to anticipate their moves, to know when to trust and when to guard your heart. Machiavelli famously wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And you, what have you chosen? Likely you've chosen to be loved, to be seen as harmless, to be accepted. But what has that brought you? Not respect, not influence. What it's brought is the realization that others can take from you without paying a price. Because kindness without strength doesn't inspire admiration, it invites pity. How many times have you felt others walk over you because you were too open, too trusting? How many times have you done the right thing only to see it backfire? I'm not saying to stop being kind. I'm saying to stop being naive. The world doesn't reward the pure, it rewards the shrewd. True virtue isn't blind selflessness. It's the ability to balance compassion with calculation. Machiavelli wasn't a monster, he was a realist. He saw that goodness, unchecked, makes you a lamb in a den of wolves. Think of someone you respect, someone who's achieved greatness. Did they rise by always playing fair? Or did they know when to bend the rules, when to hold back, when to strike? Your kindness is only as valuable as the power behind it. Without that power, it's just a gift you hand to others to exploit. Picture this. You're in a game where everyone else knows the moves, but you're playing with half the board hidden. How many times have you been outmaneuvered because you assumed others shared your values? The world is full of wolves in sheep's clothing, people who smile while plotting, who flatter while scheming. And you, by wearing your heart on your sleeve, have made their work easy. Philosophy, through Machiavelli's lens, teaches us to see the board clearly. It's about knowing when to show your kindness and when to cloak it, when to give and when to withhold. It's about surviving without losing yourself. Machiavelli's genius was understanding that image is everything. It's not just about who you are, but how others perceive you. If you seem weak, you'll be treated as weak. If you seem strong, you'll command respect. How many times have you let others dismiss you because you feared rocking the boat? How many times have you stayed quiet to avoid conflict, only to lose more than you gain? It's not about being ruthless, it's about being strategic. Kindness is a tool, not a default. Use it wisely and it's an asset. Let it run unchecked and it's a liability. The key is timing, knowing when to act, when to speak, when to retreat. The mistake of the kind-hearted is thinking the world values their sincerity. It doesn't. The world values power, security, the ability to make tough calls. Your goodness only matters when it's backed by authority. Machiavelli would tell you, don't be a pawn who follows the rules others set. Be a player who writes your own. How much longer will you let your kindness be your cage? How much longer will you let the world take advantage of your open heart? I'm not asking you to stop caring. I'm asking you to start caring smarter. Learn to move with purpose, to smile when it serves you, to show strength when it's needed. The world may not be kind, but you can be on your terms. Now let's explore a concept Machiavelli mastered: the power of perception. It's not enough to be good. You must appear strong. It's not enough to have integrity. You must project authority. Because in this world, reality is secondary to how others see you. How many times have you seen someone less principled rise higher than someone honest? How many times have you watched a manipulator succeed while a good person languishes? That's not luck. People don't follow the just. They follow those who seem in control, who craft their image with precision, who act like they hold the reins, even when they don't. Machiavelli knew that perception shapes power. A leader who seems hesitant, no matter how wise, loses trust. A worker who blends into the background, no matter how skilled, stays invisible. A person who doesn't project value, no matter how much they offer, is overlooked. The key is to control the narrative about yourself. It's not about lying, it's about directing attention to what you want others to see. In every interaction, people filter reality through their biases, emotions, and assumptions. Are you letting those filters undermine you, or are you shaping them to your advantage? Part 2, approximately 1,400 words. Let's dive deeper into a truth Machiavelli wielded like a blade. Information is power. Ever and controlling it is key. Ever notice how the most powerful people always seem to know something you don't? How they hold an edge that feels untouchable? That's because they master what to share and what to keep hidden. Many believe total honesty is a virtue, that bearing your soul builds trust. But information is currency, and giving it away freely makes you poor. Machiavelli taught that a prince must conceal his true intentions, not to deceive, but to protect. When you're an open book, you're predictable, and predictability is vulnerability. Learn to guard your words, create a shroud of mystery. Let others wonder what you're thinking, what you know. Because when you reveal everything, you hand others the map to manipulate you. Think of someone you admire. Do they spill their every thought, or do they hold back, leaving you curious? Silence is a weapon. How many times have you overshared and paid the price? How many times have you trusted someone only to see your words twisted against you? Power lies in saying only what's necessary when it's necessary, nothing more. Here's a truth few embrace. The one who speaks least, who explains least, commands the most respect. Silence sparks curiosity, uncertainty, power. If you're always justifying yourself, others assume you need their approval. But when you speak with intention, when you leave gaps for interpretation, you become magnetic. Machiavelli knew this. Control the flow of information, and you control the game. How many times have you explained yourself to people who didn't deserve it? How many times have you given away your power by saying too much? Next, unpredictability. Predictable people are easy to control. If your actions, emotions, and choices are a script anyone can read, others will outplay you. But when you're unpredictable, when no one can pin down your next move, you become formidable. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must adapt, shift, surprise. Unpredictability isn't chaos, it's strategy. Think, do you want to be a puzzle anyone can solve, or a mystery no one fully unravels? How many times have you played it safe, followed the expected path only to be outmaneuvered? True power lies in keeping others guessing. Now, strategic distance. Many think influence comes from constant presence, from being everyone's confidant. But availability cheapens you. Scarcity creates value. Absence creates weight. Machiavelli warned that too much familiarity breeds contempt. When you're always there, your kindness becomes expected, your presence mundane. But when you ration your time, when you make your absence felt, you gain authority. Think, why do some people command a room just by entering? Because they're not in every room. How many times have you given too much and been taken for granted? How many times have you been there for everyone only to be ignored when you needed help? Rarity is power. Emotional control is next. Most falter here, believing strength is in reacting, in asserting. But true power is staying calm when others unravel. Machiavelli urged princes to act with cold calculation. The one who loses their temper loses the game. Recall the last time you snapped. Who held the power? Not you. It was the one who provoked you. Because whoever controls your emotions controls you. The one who stays steady, who can't be rattled, wins. How many times has impulsiveness cost you? Philosophy teaches that strength isn't in feeling less, but in mastering what you feel. Finally, strategic patience. The world pushes for instant wins, but power belongs to those who wait. Machiavelli knew that timing is everything. The impulsive act. The wise observe, plan, strike when the moment is ripe. Like a hunter, they don't shoot at the first rustle. They wait for the clear shot. How many times have you rushed and regretted it? How many times have you acted without thinking, only to fall short? Power isn't in speed, it's in precision. So are you a lamb who trusts the world's fairness, or a strategist who shapes it? If you weave these lessons, perception, information, unpredictability, distance, emotional control, patience, you'll stop being a victim of your kindness and start being its master. The world won't change, but you can. If you've grasped this, prove it. Drop power lies and silence in the comments and show you. Understand what it means to wield kindness with cunning. Subscribe because this is just the beginning. Don't be another pawn. Be the one who moves the board.